But what sort of skill do they harness from maybe participating in JCI activities?
The fact that we are a network of young people, that means your idea can get that international audience.
Hello and welcome to the CITE View on CITE Online. My name is Lesley Moyo. In today's program, I'm joined by Mr. Bhekumuzi Tshuma, who is the Junior International local president for Bulawayo, to talk more about the work that JCI does, as well as the Creative Young Entrepreneur competition that JCI is currently running. Welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
Let's start from the top. When I was growing up, when I was in high school, I heard a lot about Junior International. A lot of my friends were involved in that kind of space. But maybe for someone who is new to this, maybe just tell us what Junior International is all about and the work that you guys do.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the opportunity that you give to Junior Chamber International, JCI in short, to be here on this basis. Basically, JCI aims at being a foremost global network of young leaders. That's the long and short of it, to say a network of young leaders. And you and I would know that we are leaders in one way or the other. And even if now we're not yet called upon to lead, by the time when we're called to lead, we need to be capable of leading. We need to have the right skill set to lead. So JCI just serves to be that network where young people can come and develop their leadership skills, come and improve themselves as leaders, and as well be the network of leaders, because as the famous saying would go, your network is your net worth.
So in terms of the equipping and the training, so it's just mostly training on leadership. That's what is involved, or there are other activities that you also venture into?
So it would depend on what you define training as, but both trainings in the common aspect that we know, where people are seminar kind of training, but also on the on-job training. So there are four things that JCI seeks to look at. Firstly is the individual, the community, business, and international. So once you're in JCI, you're given an opportunity to lead in those aspects. For example, the community aspect, where we are tasked to look at what our society is facing and find solutions to those issues. And so if you're young, then that gives you an opportunity to real problem solving that you can endeavor to take up.
All right, let's go into the business ecosystem. I know Zimbabwe is facing a lot of challenges, especially around employment for young people. A lot of young people are unemployed. Yeah. But what sort of skill do they harness from maybe participating in JCI activities, and how do they help them or become a stepping stone into them maybe starting their own businesses or something that will be of benefit to them?
Maybe let me start on a broader scale. You would have maybe experienced that you would have sat in some professional spaces in a professional meeting which is not properly chaired, for example. It's something basic. It's something that people don't think about. But it is in those meetings that are improperly chaired that the wrong decisions are reached. Something as basic as that. That's a broad thing. That's something that we can talk about maybe the whole day. But it's something as that basic that JCI equips people with, to say, let's come and learn parliamentary procedure. Why? Because you can make your meetings more effective and better if you use these tools or these techniques that are given. And secondly, in terms of business, the fact that we are a network of young people. So we are connected to people in Nigeria, you're connected to people in Europe, Americas. That means your idea can get that international audience, both in saying people can then critique it in an international perspective, to say, no, this works, this doesn't work. And also to say, you can then sell your idea onto the international forum, where investors can then have a buy-in into that idea. It's something that is necessary in the Zimbabwean context, and it is something that JCI does offer.
Okay. And then what's your target age group, maybe in case someone is interested in being part of JCI?
The target numerically would be 18 to 40. That would be the target market if we put it in nominal. Yeah.
And how does that someone get to be part of the network? How is there an application process? Are there interviews? How does it go?
There's an application process because it's two-way, just like any other relationship. You need to be willing to join JCI, but you also need to be willing to conform to the standards of JCI, and so that right of admission is reserved for JCI. So it's two-way. There's that application process. You do get to attend a couple of meetings and see if JCI is for you, and then make that decision. No, I want to apply, and then your application is reviewed. And
all right. So you're running the 2026 Creative Young Entrepreneur Competition under the theme Reimagining the World. What does that mean, maybe let's say in practical terms for young people, especially those who are in Bulawayo?
So let me begin this. JCI Bulawayo, this theme, 2026 theme, is different. The word different. And the idea is that, as a society, we face different challenges, and hence we need to have different solutions. Our problems might be historically similar to other things that have happened in other places, but it doesn't change the fact that the setting would be different. It's different. The fact that there are different people involved means it's a different setting. And so when we come to the Creative Young Entrepreneur Program, we're saying, let's have young people solve problems the Zimbabwean way. Because remember, this is a national event. The fact that it's being hosted by JCI Bulawayo in Bulawayo does not mean it's localized. This is a national event, and we're calling upon young people nationally to come with those different ideas. But we're saying, have something unique. It could be you solving a problem in Mondoro, but let's have something unique to your setting and to your context, and you solving your problem in that setting and in that context.
So what type of issues or problems or themes are you guys looking at?
If it's solving a problem, if it's creative, if it's entrepreneurial, then it does qualify. So it's not limited really.
And maybe beyond is there like a prize for those who are going to win, and maybe beyond the prize itself, what other tangible benefits do they stand to gain from participating in this entrepreneurial program?
Certainly there would be awards and prizes, because the structure of the event is during the day you have a pitch, the traditional pitch competitions that you have. And then in the evening, you have a cocktail dinner where prizes are given, and the meet with various people that will be involved is held. So their prizes would be there. But broader than that, even if you're not going to walk away as an award winner, the fact that you have interacted with industry captains would make a difference in your business per se. Because what we're looking at is businesses that have been, or startups that have been running for at least 3 months. So saying, if you are having an entrepreneurial approach to something and you meet industry captains, that the feedback on its own is important. And even if you're not the winner, the fact that you have interacted with those people, we also look into running certain trainings, like saying, being a presenter, how do you present whatever you have? It's something that no one can take away from you after the event. You now improve your way of pitching your idea, how you present yourselves. You have interacted with industry captains. You have had a network with fellow competitors and other JCI members. Now your network is broader, and that's an important thing. That platform is, I think it's more than the money that you can win. It's more than the award that you can have there.
All right. I think one stumbling block to entrepreneurship in Zimbabwe has always been access to a capital to fund whether it's a startup or your business. Do you then provide such opportunities or maybe links where young people can then access some capital to upscale their businesses?
Yes, we do.
And in terms of opportunity, previously, and we're looking forward that in 2026 it will happen again, we have had financiers being part of the event, whether being as judges, sponsors, and part of the party that's there. We've always had banks and other financiers being part of the event. So it would mean that if you present something that maybe is strategically linked to what the financier is looking for, then it opens a gateway to to an endless, limitless kind of opportunity in getting what you want, or getting that funding.
Yeah. And then maybe let's look at success stories from previous competitions. Maybe you can just share with us some of those winning ideas that maybe you managed to identify from the previous year or from the previous years, so that at least it will inspire someone who might look at the idea and think it's just small, it's insignificant. Yeah.
So in 2024, there was a Nyonga guy who won the CITE and went on to Africa and the Middle East. So maybe that I think structurally that maybe I need to get out of the way. This is a national event competition.
Mm-hmm.
So the winner, we're going to the national organization is going to sponsor to go to JCI's regional competition.
Okay.
So there's what is called the Africa and the Middle East Conference, where those competitions are held. And so during those competitions, you also win regionally, Africa and the Middle East. And then if you're also successful in that forum, you go to the World Congress. So we've had people like Nyonga, like Baki Cholo, who have gone and won and have represented Zimbabwe, as it were, in those settings.
Mm-hmm.
And so some have walked away with $5,000 in finance and so on and so on. So it's something that you cannot, it just doesn't randomly happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, that opportunity is essential.
And maybe for a young person who's watching this program and feels that they're discouraged because of, like I mentioned earlier, the economic environment in Zimbabwe, and they feel their idea is not going to see the light of day. But what would you say to such a person, a young person who may be passionate about something, but they feel despondent, they feel like their idea won't go anywhere?
Well, if you're really passionate about it, then it's not worth giving up on. Even if JCI doesn't see it valuable, if it's something that you're passionate about, it's something that you should not give up. It's worth the fight.
Mm-hmm.
But here's what JCI is offering: equipping you to become a better someone to argue for what you're passionate about.
Mm-hmm.
If we teach you how to pitch your idea, then it means as you walk away, you are better in pitching your idea. Then it means if you meet alike people, you can then put it across in a better way. If you come through, even if you don't win, then you have had the platform to meet one or two other people who might be passionate about what you are passionate about, whether in professional spaces or personally. Then you get that platform. But long and short of it, if you're passionate about it, then it's something that it's not worth giving up about.
Mm-hmm. Then maybe in closing, you can maybe just share with us the finer details in terms of the competition itself. When is the opening date, the closing date for the applications? Where do they apply? And when is the final event going to take place? Maybe just give us more of those details so that it benefits someone who is watching this program and would want to be part of this?
So the applications are open right now. We opened them just a few weeks ago. I think I'm going to have to share the link with you where people can then apply online, fill up the Google forms and so on. And once we have your details, then we keep you in the loop of what's happening. The final event we look for, the national one, is on the 11th of April here in Bulawayo. So previously it has happened in Harare. It has been in Harare. So you have had people from this side maybe having challenges with transportation and accommodation issues, but it's coming home. So we hope that at least now people from this side of the country have no excuse for not coming. So 11th of April, the application is going to close in March. And then have time to process the applications and also have the trainings that I was talking about. And then the final pages will be on the 11th of April 2026. Here, going to the home of industry, really, in the Zimbabwean context.
All right, thank you so much for taking time to share with us about JCI and the creative young entrepreneur competition that you guys are currently running. And hopefully, like you said, we'll see young people from Matabeleland region, from Bulawayo, also participating. So if you're a young person, please do watch this program, as well as click on that link and fill in the form and share your idea. You never know, you might see yourself in bigger spaces or occupying bigger platforms. So thank you so much, Brando, for joining us today. Yeah, this is the CITE View on a Cycle Online. My name is Lesley Moyo. Today on the program, we're joined by Mr. Brando. He is from the JCI Bulawayo, where he is the local president. And we're speaking about the Creative Young Entrepreneur Program that Junior International is currently running. Let's meet again in the next edition of the CITE View. My name is Lesley Moyo.